Millions of people take magnesium hoping to fix their sleep or stop muscle cramps, but often end up wasting money on bottles that don't work. They keep taking generic pills and still wake up feeling exhausted. The problem is that magnesium isn't just one thing. It is the biological master switch for your body, required to run more than 300 essential metabolic reactions every single day. Your energy levels depend on it. Your body runs on a molecule called ATP, but that molecule can't do its job alone. It requires magnesium to bind with it, creating a complex called MgATP, the actual energy currency your cells use to function. You can see this at the neuromuscular junction. Magnesium regulates how potassium and calcium move across cell membranes, allowing nerves to fire and muscles to relax. But because it's used for everything, stress and physical training force your body to burn through these stores rapidly. When you burn through those raw materials without replacing them, you're left with the direct consequences: poor sleep, nervous anxiety, and chronic muscle fatigue. You might assume a standard diet covers the gap, but statistics show that between 30% and 50% of the US population fails to meet even the basic recommended dietary allowance for magnesium. While eating whole foods is the ideal starting point, modern agricultural practices have made it difficult. Soil depletion has stripped many of the raw minerals out of crops before they ever reach your plate. To hit a 400 milligram target using only food, you'd have to eat massive volumes of spinach or rely heavily on nuts and seeds, which carry a significant caloric load. Trying to hit that daily target through food alone is simply impractical. On top of that, daily stressors like lack of sleep or heavy caffeine intake further inhibit your body's ability to absorb the small amount of magnesium that is actually in your food. Since these raw materials are no longer abundant in the food supply, a targeted supplement provides a reliable, low-effort safety net for your recovery. But go into any grocery store, and you'll find a wall of different chemical forms of magnesium, with no explanation of which one to buy. To get a real result, the chemical form you choose has to match your specific biological dilemma. This flowchart maps starting points, like sleep or focus, directly to the correct compound. The most common mistake is grabbing the cheapest bottle available. Usually that bottle is magnesium oxide. Physiologically, oxide is a poor choice for recovery because it has an extremely low absorption rate into your bloodstream. Instead of reaching your cells, that unabsorbed oxide sits in your gut and pulls in water, essentially acting as a harsh laxative. Choosing magnesium oxide often leaves your original symptoms unresolved, while causing new digestive distress, resulting in no real biological return on your investment. To find a form that works, you have to start with your specific pain points. If you're struggling with poor sleep, frequent muscle twitches, or anxiety, you need another tool. The most effective solution for this profile is magnesium glycinate. The advantage here is that the magnesium is bound to glycine, an amino acid that independently helps the grain relax. This bonded structure passes easily through the intestinal wall and into your nervous system, completely bypassing the digestive issues you get with oxide. If your situation is different, say you suffer from occasional constipation and want a cost-effective option, there's a better choice. Magnesium citrate is ideal for this. It is designed to pull water into the intestines to aid digestion and keep things moving. Then there's the third scenario. You're an optimizer looking specifically for cognitive focus and brain health. For that, you would use magnesium threonate. It is the only form with a clinically studied ability to effectively cross the blood-brain barrier. Just be aware that threonate is the most expensive option on the market. If your goals are just sleep and muscle recovery, it's usually an unnecessary expense. Ultimately, there is no single best version of this mineral. Success depends on matching the right chemical compound to what your body is actually missing. For the general population looking for nervous system recovery, starting with magnesium glycinate is the baseline recommendation. Use this starter protocol as a guide. Aim for a moderate dose of 200 to 400 milligrams, taken in the evening shortly before bed. Avoid the urge to megadose on the first day. Your body needs time to adapt, and massive upfront doses will likely cause digestive issues, regardless of which form you use. You also need to avoid absorption blockers. Taking magnesium at the same time as heavy dietary fats, high doses of calcium, or alcohol can prevent the mineral from ever reaching your system. Even the most expensive supplement is a waste of money if your gut environment is blocked from actually absorbing it. To get this right, identify your core symptom. skip the cheap oxide, and start slow with the molecular form that fits your needs. Dialing in this biological master switch provides the foundational reset you need for deep sleep and proper muscle function. Once your recovery is handled, the next step for any trainee is understanding the energy system that magnesium supports, which is exactly how creatine works. We'll map that out in the next video.